Hey everyone, it is Vicky Magic here from Matters Magazine, Matters Coaching and Wake Up to What Matters. So I'm here today with the amazing Bridget Jane from New Leaf Nutrition. Welcome, Bridget.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Absolute pleasure. So today I just want to speak to everyone about the current situation that's going on in the world. And so to begin with, I want to invite Bridget just to share a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Great, thank you. So I'm Bridget Jane. I have a business called New Leaf Nutrition. I wear a few hats. I'm a dietitian, I'm a counsellor, and I'm an eating psychology coach. I usually wrap that up into one kind of solution with my clients, but I am also able to, break those services apart and offer them out individually.
Yep. So how do you best help your clients?
The best way I help my clients is by working with them in a very comprehensive and intimate level. And the way I do this is through a 90-day coaching program. So what I do is I fully and comprehensively assess a person before I ever work with them. So I go through their medical history, what they're currently doing nutrition-wise, physical activity-wise, what their symptoms are, what their goals are. Very, very thorough background. I go through an energy and metabolism assessment. And then based on their goals, where they want to be, we work out, I do an assessment on my own, and then we come together in a 90-minute session and I flesh out with them what the best way to hit the ground running is so that they can get the fastest results as fast as possible based on their individual background. And then we touch base at least once a fortnight, and we have unlimited Voxer or email access in between.
Ah, fantastic. So how are you at the moment with what's going on? You know, has anything changed for you, or how are you pivoting your business, and have you had to?
Yeah, a lot has changed actually, in terms of I have been asked to speak a lot for different groups, different real estate teams as an example, different business groups, just around mental and physical well-being and how to keep that really on track at this time, because people are noticing that it is an issue for them when they're not distracted with work and they're not out everywhere and it's really in front of them and they're having to adjust to a very significant shift in their life. So I've been asked to speak a lot about that. I've also been called to offer my counselling services as a unique offering, whereas before I only ever had that wrapped up in my 90-day coaching package. So that was something I was really compelled to do based on what's going on.
Yeah, awesome. And, you know, my personal opinion, if you like, is that this is an absolute wake-up call for each and every one of us. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I believe that it's an opportunity. So there's always things that happen outside of our control, and really we only ever have the power of how we respond. So we have that response ability. And so I feel that this is a heightened time of that being true and in everybody's face is, okay, I'm not in control. I don't get to choose this situation. There are things happening beyond what I'm able to deal with as well, and I don't like it. So the only place we have then is how we're going to respond to that. What are we going to do with what's in front of us? So I feel like it's a really heightened time of that for people, and a great time for people to realize, wow, you know, reality is really actually quite malleable. Like when I had these stories in the past that I can't do that, and I can't work from home, and I have to do this and I have to do that, in an instant our whole reality was just transformed. So it's really, you know, an opportunity for all of us to see, I can kind of, you know, control or create the kind of life I want to live.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are actually, you know, feeling exactly that at the moment as well. So what are your short-term and long-term goals or ideas?
So basically, in the short term for me, it was really about stepping up as a counsellor, because I'd had that qualification and skill for about 8 years. So that is something I really felt, and it has really, if it was possible to get any more passionate about mental health and the power of the mind on our brain and our bodies, I'm more passionate than ever. So it's kind of awoken me more. So short term, it's about getting out there and spreading my message and, sharing with people that there are ways to move through this. I'm particularly passionate about letting people know about their brain and how that works and how to work with that. And in the long term, it's really about creating this long-term sustainable message, because my actual message as a practitioner has not changed. I have my 5 fundamentals. I live by them. I breathe them. I talk to everyone about them. I work with those individually with each of my clients. I feel better than ever about my message. So now it's just about getting that out there to as many people as possible. And there is a book outline there. So it's all been outlined, and that is in the works. So that would be a longer term goal.
Yeah, awesome. And so in a way, it's almost a wake-up call for opportunity for some people too, isn't it?
Definitely. There's been, I have heard, to be honest with you, I've heard from people, I don't listen to the news or the radio or read the paper or any of that stuff, but what I've heard from 90% of people that I, network with, that I socialize with, that I talk to, 90% or more is all good news. I'm loving the time I've got at home with the kids. I'm loving that I don't have to commute to work anymore. I'm loving that I get to fit in a workout, in my lunch break. Or I've seen, honestly, the most amount of people I've ever seen out on bikes, walking their dogs with their families than I've ever seen before. So I feel like this has been a really opportune time for us to really focus on what does matter and keeping life a lot more simple. And it's been a gift for a lot of people.
Yeah, absolutely. So is there anything else that you would really like to share with our listeners?
Yeah, I think the most passionate thing the thing I'm most passionate about is, if you feel stuck, if you feel like you're in a bad place, never ever give up. Because once you understand how your brain works and what are some strategies that you can use to support that organ and then enable your nervous system and your brain to calm down in this climate, once you understand that, your whole life changes, like everything. So your health internally will shift. So your digestion will improve, your immune system will improve, your energy, everything about your internal health, but then also everything about your external world. So the way you relate to others, the opportunities that show up, how you feel on a day-to-day basis, your whole quality of life will shift once you understand this thing up here and what is conducive to it being happy and healthy and what isn't. And the reality is that in our modern day world, the world that we were living in before all of this is very, very harmful to our mental and physical well-being. And so we actually do have an opportunity now to learn what is healthy and how we can then maintain that moving forward in our life, because we do have this time now to understand this vehicle that we're walking around in every single day and how to best support it. It is not designed to be constantly stimulated and constantly under stresses, and that is when our mental and physical well-being will suffer.
Yeah. Hey, well done, because it's been really lovely to actually watch you and see how passionate you are about what you do. That's just so beautiful. So well done.
Thank you. I do. I love it. I love it so much. Yeah. It's the power of it is what excites me. It's like the power we have within ourselves without needing anything outside of ourselves, without needing a special tool, pills, potions. It's all within us.
Yeah. And I can really hear that and feel that from you. So that's really cool. So is there anything that you'd like to offer our listener today?
Yeah, so there's really basically 2 options for people. I have started a Facebook group for free called the Fundamentals of Wellbeing, and that has a workshop and a challenge and almost daily check-ins around my 5 fundamentals. So someone can go in and immerse in that space and really learn, understand, and be supported and encouraged in a space that is really all about their mental and physical well-being, using what they have within themselves. Nothing fancy, nothing special, nothing external. And then the other option is I'm always offering at least 3 30-minute clarity calls every single week, where I can talk to a person, see where they're at, where they want to be, and how they can bridge that gap.
Yeah, awesome. So those 30-minute clarity calls, you're offering those for free, is that right?
Yes, I have a limited number every week, but I always make time for 3 is what I aim to have as a minimum. And obviously they're intended that at the end, a person will have clarity. So if they've been confused or fuzzy or feeling helpless or stuck, at the end, they will be clear.
Awesome. And so how is best for people to contact you?
Best is probably my email and also my Facebook page.
Okay, and what's your email?
So my email is Bridget, BRIDGET, at New Leaf, so turning over a new leaf, nutrition.com.au, and my Facebook page is at Bridget Jane and then 2 underscores.
Fantastic. And I will add that to the link as well. So thank you so much for your time today, Bridget. Thank you to each and every one of you that has had a listen to this today. We really appreciate your time and value your time. And I'll definitely put all of those links that Bridget mentioned today underneath here as well. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.